Once upon a time, in a quiet town surrounded by green fields and dusty roads, there lived a hard-working farmer named Thomas. He was known in the village for his honesty and discipline. But there was one thing that troubled him deeply: his younger son, Ryan. Ryan was intelligent, strong, and full of potential. But he wasted his days sleeping late, chatting with friends, and roaming around the village doing nothing meaningful. Whenever his father asked him to help on the farm, he would say, "I'll do it tomorrow." But tomorrow never came. Thomas tried explaining, scolding, even begging. Nothing worked. Ryan always believed he had plenty of time to figure out his life. One evening, as the sun was setting behind the hills, Thomas called Ryan outside. "Son," he said calmly, "come with me to the field tomorrow morning before sunrise." Ryan was surprised. His father had never asked him so gently before. The next morning, still sleepy and yawning, Ryan followed his father to a large empty field behind their house. In his hand, Thomas carried a small cloth bag. When they reached the middle of the field, Thomas handed the bag to Ryan. "Open it," he said. Ryan untied the string and looked inside. It was filled with seeds. "What do you see?" Thomas asked. "Seeds," Ryan replied casually. "Yes," said Thomas. "Each of these seeds can grow into a strong tree. But only if planted at the right time." Ryan shrugged. "So?" Thomas pointed to one corner of the field. "Plant half of them there today." Ryan looked confused but obeyed. He dug small holes and planted half the seeds. When he finished, Thomas tied the bag again and said, "We'll plant the rest next month." "Why not plant them all now?" Ryan asked. Thomas smiled but didn't answer. A month passed. Rain had fallen several times. The seeds Ryan planted had begun to sprout. Small green plants covered one part of the field. One morning, Thomas handed Ryan the remaining seeds. "Now plant these," he said. Ryan did so without much thought. Weeks passed again. But this time, the rains were lighter. The soil was drier. The second batch of seeds struggled to grow. Many didn't sprout at all. Ryan noticed the difference. "Father," he said one evening, "why are the plants from the first seed so healthy, but these are weak?" Thomas looked at him seriously. "Because they were planted at the right time." Ryan was silent. Thomas continued, "The first seeds received enough rain, good sunlight, and proper conditions. The second ones missed their season." Ryan slowly began to understand. Thomas then said something that stayed in Ryan's heart forever. Opportunities in life are like these seeds. If you plant them at the right time, they grow strong. If you delay, the season passes. Ryan looked at the field again, half green and thriving, half dry and struggling. "But father," Ryan said softly, "I still have time. I'm young." Thomas picked up a dry seed from the soil and crushed it gently in his fingers. "Time does not wait for anyone," he said. "You think you have plenty of it. But every day you delay, you lose the best season of your life." Ryan felt something heavy inside his chest. Still, Thomas wasn't finished teaching him. The next day, he gave Ryan a small clay pot and said, "Fill this pot with water from the well." Ryan filled it. Then Thomas made a tiny hole at the bottom of the pot, so small Ryan didn't notice. "Keep this pot with you all day," Thomas said. "But do not refill it." Ryan carried the pot around while talking to friends and wandering through the village. By afternoon, he felt water dripping on his foot. He looked down. The pot was nearly empty. He rushed home. "Father, the water is gone." Thomas asked calmly, "Did you pour it out?" "No." "Then where did it go?" Ryan paused. "It must have leaked from the hole." Thomas nodded. Life is exactly like that pot. Every hour is like water. You don't see it leaving, but it is slowly leaking away. Ryan stared at the empty pot. You may not feel time passing while you are laughing, chatting, or wasting your day. But by the time you look back, it will be gone. Ryan felt ashamed. He remembered all the mornings he had slept late. All the evenings he had wasted. All the chances he had ignored. "Father," he asked quietly, "is it too late for me?" Thomas placed a hand on his shoulder. "As long as you understand the value of time, it is never too late. But once you understand it, you must act immediately." That night, Ryan couldn't sleep. He kept thinking about the field, the strong plants and the weak ones. He kept thinking about the leaking pot. For the first time in his life, he realized something powerful. Time does not shout when it leaves. It leaves silently. The next morning, before sunrise, Ryan woke up on his own. Thomas was already outside preparing tools for the farm. When he saw Ryan standing there, ready to work, he smiled quietly. From that day forward, Ryan changed completely. He began helping on the farm daily. He learned how to manage crops, how to save money, and how to plan ahead. He stopped saying, "I'll do it tomorrow." Months passed. The part of the field planted early grew into strong, healthy trees. The delayed part produced very little. Whenever Ryan looked at that field, he remembered his father's lesson. Years later, Thomas grew old and weak. The farm was now fully managed by Ryan. The villagers often praised him for his discipline and success. One day, a young boy from the village asked Ryan, "How did you become so responsible?" Ryan smiled and said, "My father once showed me a field and a leaking pot. That day I learned something important." "What?" the boy asked. Ryan replied, "Time is like a seed. If you plant it wisely, it grows into success. If you waste it, it disappears forever." Friends, time does not wait. It does not slow down. It does not return. Every morning is a new seed in your hand. Every hour is water in your pot. You can waste it. Or you can use it. But once it's gone forever. So plant your seeds today. Protect your water. And use your time wisely, because it is the most valuable gift you have.